Hello and welcome to another episode of Know Your Fur, where we find a random furry on the internet and get to know a little bit more about them. Though the names and faces will change, the one thing that'll always stay the same is meeting new people and making new friends along the way. So kick back, relax, and enjoy the show. Hello, this is another episode of Know Your Fur. I'm your host Pip, and we have a new guest with us today. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Okay. My name is Jextremewolf. I go by J. I'm a silly wolflings hybrid that had double wings. Hailing from the island of Jamaica. I do art, I play games. I'm a bit of a variety streamer. Hello.
Well, it's nice to meet you and welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. Let's see. As I said, I'm a bit of a streamer. I do content a little on TikTok, a little on YouTube. Not much, but mainly on Twitch. I do art, and that is my main thing. Hobbies, gaming. I like to sleep. Like to read, but mainly sleeping, sleeping and eating.
Sleeping is a hobby. We can't forget that.
Very much so. I'll sleep anytime I can get. Oh, and cuddling.
Cuddles are
I
always
love to
nice.
cuddle. But that's just me in a nutshell.
And again, thank you so much for being on the show. That's Jay, everyone.
Thank you for having me here.
So my first question is, well, you touched a little bit on it in your introduction. What exactly is your fursona species?
I dub it a Wings because I'm a Wolflings hybrid. I've liked canines and felines of all type, and the wolf was one of my favorites. So I was like, okay, I know I want to be a wolf, and I sat down and tried to think, what should I mix it with? Usually, house cats, cheetahs, lions, leopards, those are everywhere, and I wanted something a little bit more unique. So I literally Googled cats, a list of cats, and I looked through, and the links drew me. And then I was like, okay. And coincidentally, my wolf side is a gray wolf up in the north. So I chose the Canadian lynx as a counterpart.
Very nice, very unique.
So,
my fursona was a full fox wolf hybrid. That was before they were a thing. I thought I was fancy cakes, but that's gorgeous.
truthfully, this is a new iteration of my Zona.
Oh.
I am a bit of an old fur, so this is not my first Zona.
Same.
It's more of a rework of her.
Ooh.
Actually, not a rework of her. More like a new version. Because I have my rework of my first Zona is what I dubbed Sylvia.
Ooh, that's a really pretty name too.
Yeah.
But how did you find this? Like, how did you come up with this beautiful brainchild? Like, what
As
made
I
you
said,
decide?
I've been. Actually, it's more like an inspiration. I was picking up back art, and I was following a tutorial by Mark Curley. He was doing, showing you how to do an anime girl. So I was like, I like the pose that he was doing, so I was sketching. I sketched it to have the wolf head instead of an anime girl. And as she became alive, it's like, made up the colors and everything. She was strictly wolf. But eventually I blended in the feline because as I said, I really like canines and felines. So eventually I blended in the feline portion into it. And
Oh,
so became Jay.
oh wow.
Truthfully, that wasn't even her real. That Jay wasn't actually the name, because I was going to make her more my gaming Sona, and her name was Envy.
Ooh.
Envy Gamer.
Okay.
But as I continued going through, I was like, I've used her more, and I'm like, she's more me. And Jextremewolf is actually my gamer tag. So I attached her to it. And everybody, all my friends, call me Jay. So she came Jay.
Very nice. I love hearing about how people found or created their sonas. It always just baffles me. Sometimes the just happenstance in the detail of each step. Which leads me to my next question.
Yeah.
How did you find the furry fandom? Was it TikTok? If it's new or recent,
Oh
was it
no.
YouTube?
This
Fur
no, this
Affinity,
was
Tumblr?
Oh.
Oh, but we had a
I'm
hiccup.
sorry about that. Virtual desktop. But no, as I said, I'm an old fur. So I've been a furry for a while. But at a young age, I enjoyed Disney shows, Robin Hood,
Classic.
Gargoyles, Goof Troops, even some of the old cartoons, Looney Tunes, and all that. And I was always drawn to the animalistic characters. I even drew them. That's how I started to learn to draw as a young child. I'll even pretend to be a character in these shows, but never as a human. I'd always put myself in an animalistic form. I did not know what he was called. I was just playing pretend at the time. And it was, let's see, in the infancy of internet, the infancy of Yahoo.
Oh no!
I think
not
I
Yahoo.
was. So I learned a lot from that chat room.
Since you already kind of answered the next question, which was how did you join the furry fandom? You kind of just were born into
It
it.
was literally that. Yeah. I literally was born into it. I just didn't know a name.
Same. I didn't find out the name until I was 11. But I also had, for a very short time, unfiltered access to the early days of the internet. I've watched this fandom grow since the end of the 90s, the early 2000s.
Yeah, that's around the time I got into it, around 97.
Yep.
So, y'all, if you can do the math, you know how old I am.
If I'm not mistaken, you're my age, maybe a year or two older.
Nope. I think you said you were
I'm
30 odd. I have a decade and two on.
Oh, right. We had this discussion the other day in Discord. I forgot about that. So that also answers my next question of how long you've been a furry. I think you're like one of two people I know that's been a furry longer than I have, because I've been a furry for like 21-ish years, 22 officially, from when I found out what a furry was.
Yeah. Yeah, I found out that I was furry when I was 17. And I hung out with those groups for a bit. And eventually, life. So I didn't really hang out with furries online, all that, because I live in Jamaica, and I've never heard or seen another Jamaican furry IRL. I've seen probably those who have migrated to other countries, but nobody on the island. So I'm guessing I'm the only one right now that I
Oh,
know
wow.
of. And so I didn't really interact with furries all that much online. It's when I decided to give, I got curious on the furry side of Twitch. I was like, you know what,
Ooh.
let's give it a try. Because I've seen like Beta, what's his name?
What's he look like?
Majira Strawberry.
Oh, Majira! That bean.
Yeah. So I saw them on YouTube, and it got me curious. It's like, okay, there's furries on YouTube. Let's try Twitch, and I typed in furry, and a bunch of streamers came up. At first, I thought it was a bunch of them is a gimmick, because at the time it was mainly a lot of PNGs, furry icons, and all that. It's their channel mascot. That is not who they are. But I went into a streamer called Shiba Bites, and you know, he's a furry. The character that he has, that's him. And so, follow Shiba, start watching other streamers, Darius, Melpenheimer, and such like Carl, and eventually got introduced to Null and his community where I met you.
Alrighty.
So this was back at the end of 2022 is when I officially re-emerged to mingle again in the furry community.
You came out of hibernation, did you?
I came out of hibernation.
No. Question: is your VR chat avatar indicative of your persona?
Yes. I have many sonas, actually. And all of them is part of me in some way. But the base form of me is this.
Do you have any art of your persona that I could put up on the screen for the audience?
Yeah, sure. I'll send you some.
Awesome. Thank you. So, VR chat moves me into my next question. Do you have a fursuit of any kind, whether it be a partial or full? Or even a dino mask?
Oh, I wish. Oh, I wish. But no, I don't. I can't afford those.
Oh,
And
I know.
even I wanted a fursuit itself. But as time goes and I'm getting older, I realized I would not survive in a fursuit in Jamaica heat.
Oh no, I wouldn't survive in a fursuit in my heat either.
So I've settled in with if I could get my paws on a partial. But for now, VR chat has opened it up for me.
And that's
where
one
I
of the
could
things I love
be
about
myself.
VR chat. Exactly. You can be who you are in this virtual space. You can be you and be
And
happy.
I'm not dying from heat.
That too.
The headset is kind of hot, but
That's to be
compared to a
expected.
fursuit,
Yeah. Yeah, I want to try a fursuit head on. So you said that you're a content creator. You stream on Twitch, right? And you can
Yes, I do.
find the link to the Twitch in the description box down below. So go check her out. Good stuff. What made you start streaming?
he was actually a fellow Jamaican. He was doing, he was doing some gaming and stuff, and I found him. And I've hung out in his chats and stuff. We became good friends, and I decided to also jump into the streaming to bring Jamaica out onto the map a bit. That, yeah, we have gamers, we have streamers, we have content creators, we do anime and all that like the rest of the world. So I decided to give it a go and set it up with my. At the time, I started as a Xbox streamer. Stream straight
Oh,
off my Xbox.
very
I used to
nice.
stream was mainly Forza Horizon,
Good game. Which one?
and let's see. No, I've played through 1, 2. I haven't gotten into 3 yet. I've played 4. I've played 5, and I've played the motorsports.
I hate the
I played
motorsports.
what I was streaming was Motorsports. I think it was Motorsports 4 I was playing at the time.
I watched my brother play it.
Yeah.
The racing is fun, but I don't like anything else about the game. If I'm being 100% honest, I don't like the motorsports games. And I was so disappointed in the crew too because it became a motorsport.
Yeah, I was like, because how I got into that was the Xbox I got. I got that secondhand. I thought the guy wiped his entire information off of it, but for some reason, games were on there, ready to install, and it was one of them. I was like, okay, I'm not complaining. Free games.
Hey, you get what you can take. Now you
That's
also
how I
said,
got into Destiny at the time.
oh, Destiny. I don't love that game.
Destiny 2 has turned into. Let's put that over there.
Now you said that you make a TikTok or a YouTube occasionally. What kind of content do you do for TikTok and YouTube?
Speed paints. Any of my art that I do on stream, I turn them into short videos and post them up. It's a way to advertise my commissions. But I've also put up on YouTube little clips from stream every once in a
Do you
while.
have a card or a link tree where people could go to
I do.
contact you for commissions if you wanted, or if they wanted?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll send you the link.
You can also find links to the card or the link tree, as well as YouTube and TikTok down below as well. Go check out Jay. Super lovely bean, fantastic artist. Now you said that
And you're a cutie.
false advertisement. Now you said that you believe that you're the only furry on the island. Does anyone outside of the furry fandom, friends, family that have nothing to do with the furry fandom, do they know you're a furry?
Yeah, the friend that I mentioned that got me into streaming, they know I'm a furry. Some of my relatives, mainly my relatives that are abroad, know I'm a furry. My immediate family, no, they don't. My mom knows that this is a mascot, but she doesn't know that this is. She wouldn't even know what a furry is.
Oh no! Try
And if she
explaining that.
if she did, it would lead to interesting conversations.
We're going to be moving into the last segment here. I have one more question before we can wrap things up.
Okay.
Do you have any advice for people who are just now joining the furry fandom or are thinking of joining? Any words of encouragement or advice?
First, for those who are very new to the furry fandom, enjoy it for what it is. It's about expressing yourself. It's not about hate. It's not about judgment. It's just to express yourself and be who you want to be. But also, do your own research. Don't listen to get caught up in the bad apples. Because every fandom, and I do mean every fandom, every sort of community has their bad apples. But that does not mean the entire communities are bad. So, same thing for the furries. Find a community, find a set of friends that you have something in common with, and enjoy yourself. Could be playing games, it could be the art side of the community, it could be VR chat of the community. Just find a group of people that you can hang with and just enjoy yourself. If you're having problems, try and find a support group. But also be careful, because there are those out there that will try and take advantage of you, especially if you're very naive about things. That's all I can say.
Put.
Just find
Very
just
well
find
put.
a support group and enjoy yourself.
And everyone, again, this has been J Extreme. Again, go check out the links in the description. Thank you so much for coming onto the show and letting me interview. It's been
Thank you for
absolutely
having me
lovely.
here.
And until
And
next...
give this bean all the follow and love.
No, false.
And don't forget to subscribe and like the video.
Until next week, this is Pip signing off. Don't forget to hydrate, medicate, and get some sleep. I know you haven't slept. Go sleep. Get off your phone, get off your computer, go lay down and take a nap. Bye-bye!
Bye-bye.